Are we live? Oh.
Yes, we are.
Hello, welcome back. Panic Button Podcast, episode 2. For those of you who aren't aware, this is our second take at this attempt at this episode, whereas last time
Yep.
we said some things that could very easily get us put on a watch list. If we're already on a watch list, could have very easily gotten us arrested. So we're going to try this again. Today,
Yeah.
our topics, we're going to go over
2A.
2A, episode 2A.
Yeah. Our last
2A-1, because we're
one.
probably gonna have to redo this again.
That's
But
fine, we got it.
Yeah.
anyways, as always, joined by our favorite man who tases people in water, Mr. NYPD. We've
Hello.
got the Idahoan 80 Regent.
Wow.
We've got myself. Hello, I'm Sal. And we have everyone's favorite everyone's favorite jersey. We have Felix. Hello,
Yeah.
Felix.
Oh, how you doing? Anyway.
Hey, it's Idahoan, thank you.
Correct.
Everyone's favorite jersey.
So,
Moving on, today's topics. We're going to be going over our paranormal experiences, considering the fact we're fucked as is. It's
yeah.
only right that we've had some paranormal experiences in our lives. And then there was another topic that I forget, so I'm going to pass this over to Felix, and Felix can explain that.
Our second topic that I'm sure you guys would like to hear is how we got up to our current ranks and how we got our kind of supervisor positions within our departments in SRP. Kind of how we got there. Because last episode we talked about how we got in general, but we didn't really discuss kind of our journey through the departments, kind of up the ladder a little bit. So I think that would be relatively a good topic to kind of also talk about.
Two very different podcasts.
Yeah, two very different
two
things.
very different topics in the same
Two very
episode.
different things. But
We're
you
going
know
to
what?
talk
It's
about how
good.
Ghost fucked us over, and then we're going to talk about our positions.
Yeah. All right. Since I think the kind of the ghost stories are gonna be kind of the hot topic, let's start off with how we got to our SRP ranks, because I think that'll be a good thing to kind of take us in a little bit. So I think for that we'll start on the kind of the left side of the table and kind of work our way in. Which actually, you know what? I actually totally forgot to say this in the beginning. You guys didn't see this yet, but as you can see, we're in a new studio, brand new. We had a couple of good friends that made that were developers and scripters, made us of this amazing studio, everything we could ever want in it, that perfectly fits, our theme of the podcast, which works amazingly. Which here I'll see if I can kind of pull up the kind of studio. There you go. So you can see the whole thing a little bit there. We have this whole thing nice and decorated for us. Looks amazing. And
No one's done the
gotta
coffee
say,
machine yet.
oh yeah, you got the coffee machine.
Coffee machine.
Just gotta say, gotta say thank you to all the developers for making this. There he goes.
There it goes.
There he goes. Anyway, thank you to all the developers that made this and really pitched in. Which, keep this in mind, they did this free of charge, by the way. They did this solely out of the kindness of their own heart and just out of pure support for all of us and the content that me and NYPD make. So huge thank you.
2 weeks, very little bits of food. We gave them crust of bread. I think they had 1 cup of water per day.
Okay.
We let them out of the basement an hour a day. So if we need anything else done, they don't have a choice.
But in all seriousness, thank you so much. In all seriousness. But in all seriousness, thank you so much to everybody that pitched in to really make this whole project and whole studio for us the best. Really, really appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes. So now let's get into the start. So like I was saying before, I had to start the thank yous. We'll start from the left of the table, kind of work our way towards the right. So we'll start off at NYPD. So NYPD, how did you get to your rank of captain in the and I believe you're a senior firefighter now for RCFR, correct?
I'm a lieutenant now.
Oh, that's right. You are lieutenant. Okay, so how did you get to lieutenant in FD and captain in PD?
Diversity hired.
Well, it was a long process, I will say that. I was just a regular cadet. I started in 2021, I believe. And I went all the way up to corporal, and then I had an incident that terminated me. So while I was on the termination suspension, if you will, for a couple months, I joined LCC.
Mm-hmm.
I went all the way up to senior dispatcher. I came back to PD, went right back to corporal. And a little bit later down the road, I just didn't like how LCC was treating me on the way I was dispatching, and at this point, I had already became a sergeant.
Right.
So I left LCC. I went a couple months, got lieutenant, and at this time I already joined the RCFR. And after a couple months, just doing basic calls and stuff, I got senior firefighter. Around the corner that I got lieutenant, and then all of a sudden I came to about captain, and I got promoted. A lot of calls, a lot of arrests, a lot of tickets, a lot of idiots.
Especially a lot of those with the years.
Yeah. Yep. And I just worked my way up through the ranks, so a lot of lessons learned. Let's say that.
Yeah, I could definitely say that when you go through, you definitely learn a lot of things.
Yeah, especially tasers.
No, yeah, especially
Now-
you.
And now phase into montage of man being phased in the water.
Just, if I had the clip, I would put up, but I don't. So anyway, we're gonna
just a slow transparency on the screen. Just,
See, what's actually funny about that incident, I wasn't even doing content creation yet when that incident happened.
That's right. I remember you started.
That's the funny part, is that
Yeah.
I wasn't even making SRP content when that incident occurred. I really wish I did so I could have it forever, but unfortunately the only thing left about that incident is the audio. Other than that, it's gone forever.
Right, because I think I remember you started your SRP videos when we had those old black and gray
Yep.
liveries, those two tones. Yeah.
Yep.
Was that in the summer when we had those, or like in the fall? I'm not sure.
That was the fall, because I remember my first video. What are you guys snickering about? What are you laughing about?
Sorry, you mentioned tasing in the water. I made a tase in the
look
water.
at
like,
look at
wait
the
in the water
podcast
parody.
discussion.
Tase in the water.
Oh.
Tase in the water.
Oh my-
How's it looking? Anyways,
Oh my God,
yeah,
that's
because
awful.
my first SRP video was in, I think, like middle to late December, if I'm not
Okay.
mistaken. So, because that was in 2023.
Okay, because I remember those liveries in your first thumbnail when you first came back, and I wasn't sure if like what season or like around what time of year you did those, because I remember I started a couple months later when we first got those like white liveries, those the white
Mhm.
ones,
Yeah.
which those were nice, but I still missed those black and grays.
Oh yeah.
The black and grays are pretty good. I still
Yeah,
miss those old black and whites we had when I first got hired.
I was still on my gaming laptop. I didn't. Well, actually, was I? I don't remember, because I had the gaming laptop for a couple years, and then right as I got my gaming PC is when I joined the content creator like thing we have with SRP,
Right.
and that's when my channel started blowing up again.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
because that was the end of, let's see, 2023. I was still working at the grocery store overnight.
Yep, I remember you telling me stories about that, how you used to do that, yeah.
And I think I just hit the tree like a couple months before that, because I got the Explorer in March.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Oh.
Yeah. Because right at the end, like right in October, I hit the tree. And then I got the gaming PC in November. Yeah, because I got it Black Friday. And then I started content creation. And then I got the Explorer in March. And then that's when I started, making a whole bunch of videos on SRP.
Okay. Okay. You
I've
you
just
were a sergeant when you first started the videos, right?
Late corporal or early sergeant, I don't remember.
Okay. Because I think you were a sergeant, because I think I remember like you were sergeant for a while, and I started when I was a sergeant, so I think I remember you and I both being like the scene sergeants majority of the time for a bunch of stuff.
Mhm.
So I think if I remember correctly, I believe you were sergeant, but I'm not too sure.
I'm so mad though because I've gone through so many call signs and it's so hard to try and like
Oh
make
yeah,
sure I say the right call sign.
especially when they did that whole revamp, like
Mhm.
because they changed. Initially it was you're choosing, and I was like, all
Yep.
right, and then they changed it back to rank structure, and then they revamped the roster, so the call sign changed it again, and it was like,
I'm gonna be
and then
honest with you. I think the thing we've had the most trouble with regarding call signs recently is distinguishing PSP from RCPD. There have been like two
oh my
two
god,
different occasions where 80 has used 601 and I've used 600 while on his RCPD and LCSO.
oh my
Oh
god,
my god.
Oh, it's horrible.
yes,
See,
You're the
I
one that
miss-
did it. What do you mean?
No, well, I would never. I'm too
Yeah,
smart for
I
that.
remember sitting there and just hearing 601 County. I'm gonna fuck, just a break, and then
No,
113 County.
I go 601 fuck 114 county.
Good lord.
He's telling the
See,
truth. I've heard it multiple times. He's telling the truth.
I miss having 2983 as a call sign.
Yeah, that was your icon. That was your icon.
That was my iconic call sign,
Yeah.
and
Is that
I
what
miss
the
it.
83 came from?
Yep, no, 83 was just a random number that I came up with. When I
Okay.
first made my account, the reason I made my account the name it is because I lived in the state of New York. The city of New York is a popular city, so I chose that police department, and 83 was just a random set of numbers.
Okay.
I just chose 83 out of the blue. I don't know why.
NYPD_07 coming soon.
I will still never forget was it Atlas's server or was it Felix's server where everybody was making their names?
It was mine. It was mine.
Was it yours?
It was mine.
And I will call this man out, okay? Mr. Drewski made his name NYPD_88 for like a session, and he changed it
I was
on
about to say,
Roblox.
yeah, he had that as his Roblox username.
He did, yeah.
And I was just like, why? Like, why you gotta copy me?
Didn't he also have the issue where like he changed it like 5 times in a span of like what, like a month? And he
No,
and
no,
he
It
changed
wasn't
it to
even
stupid
just
stuff.
that was the issue. He got yelled at by Atlas for changing his name because it was considered to be quote unquote harassment.
Oh my
Yep.
god.
He was told, like, you're not getting on shift until you change your name back. I don't care if it's next week. I don't care if it's tomorrow. You gotta have your name changed.
Why'd
And
you make him sound like that? He doesn't
I don't fucking know.
It's-
I do that whenever I do an accent.
And he doesn't even have an
No.
accent. What the fuck are you?
Well, not accent. I mean a voice. But anyways, but no. So Drew was like off. He was like off shift for like a week.
Yeah.
Like he couldn't change his name because this was around the time that Roblox had it. I don't think you could change your name until a week after you I think it was
I remember that,
you
yeah.
changed your name and then there was a week you had to have that username before you could change it back.
Yeah, I remember him saying that where he was like, I'm stuck with this for a week.
I'm stuck with this fucking username for the next week.
And I
Gotta
said
get
to
on
him,
shit.
like, you shouldn't have done it. You should have just kept it in the server. You shouldn't
Yeah.
have physically changed it.
Okay, so okay.
But other than that, yeah, I'm just, I'm in my element. I like where I'm at, and I'm glad to be part
Yeah.
of this community.
Yeah, all right. 80,
Do
how
I-
about
wait.
how about you, brother?
Before he gets into it,
Yeah.
do I even
No,
get
you're
started-
talking turns over.
Hold on.
Wait,
Do I
yeah,
even
go
get
ahead.
started on how I got into PSP?
Would
The
you?
entire,
Should-
you know what? No, the entire reason NYPD got into PSP is because I had nobody else who could do it, and I wanted somebody competent.
Yeah.
Little did I know he was gonna wear a fucking chicken suit like maybe a week after. So now I've got a furry as my goddamn patrol captain.
Since
Oh
when?
god.
What do you mean? Since I don't mean on shift, I
never
mean in
patrolled.
general.
I've never patrolled
I-
with Kickin' Chicken. I
didn't
don't know what you're
say that.
talking about.
You actually have a name for it. It's even more depressing.
That's the name of the character, numbnuts.
Oh my god, you're cosplaying a fucking chicken.
Oh my god.
Not while I'm patrolling. That's like some April Fool's thing. Why would I do that as a normal patrol? No, he literally came to me. He was like, "NY, I want you to be part of the state police," and I was like, "I don't want to do it because I'm not familiar with your community. I don't really just like go out to other communities and be a part of them. So I was hesitant at first, but
Mhm.
he kept nagging me about it, and I was like, "Fine, I'll be part of your community." And he just gave me captain, and I'm like, "I have so many responsibilities and people I
I
gotta take care of now."
chloroformed him, put a gun to the back of his head, threw him in a van, and dragged him to the training academy.
He's like, you're gonna take the captain bars now. You're gonna do nothing with it. He's like,
You
understand?
are the captain now.
You are the captain now. Yeah. I think for you got me in because you were just like, hey, I need some help here, and
No. I wasn't asking you to be part of it. I was out crying for a call of help. I was like, "Help me, Felix, please. They're keeping me hostage."
No, I was in before you because I remember. I think he pitched it to me, and he was like, "Hey, he was like, we have an 03 spot open." He was like, "If you can help me and help lead a attack team, please." And I'm like, "Sign me up." You said SWAT team
Fucking
leader.
tack
Sign
team?
me up. Yeah, sign me up, dude. I came in from there,
And now that tack team isn't used at all.
because civs don't know how to RP
Aw.
for shit, so we. Or if they do a scene where we have to get activated, it's terrible. So,
Yeah, I know, it's ridiculous.
I
so
just blame that on the lack of competency.
yeah, that's exactly what
Honestly,
you hit the nail right on the head. That's exactly what it is. That's it.
well,
That's
I
the
mean,
problem.
yes,
Um,
but they're complaining. They're complaining about the tier system that we currently have, or whatnot, or our
Yeah.
quote unquote level system.
Mm-hmm.
But the problem with that is, without that, we still can't decipher who's competent and who's incompetent. I don't think they realize that. So we have to take that into account. But without it, I mean, we had SWAT scenes before, but at the same time, those scenes were god awful. Like
mhm.
they were god awful.
Oh, I got pissed
I mean,
off. I really got
negotiations were awful. Nobody was listening to any indications of tools being used or whatnot.
pissed off.
So
Yeah. But
if you're an LRP and you're doing a SWAT scene, fucking do it right.
okay.
All right, let's take
Yeah.
that
Moving
out.
on,
and
80 region.
Yeah, 80. How did you get to your recurrent rank, brother?
Okay, so shit, I gotta wake up for my little micro nap.
I got you. Hold on.
You fell asleep.
He had a cat
Yes.
nap.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
cat nap.
Okay. Anyways, so back in, I believe it was May of 2024, I had initially applied for the LCSO, and I had waited about 2 months until I heard something back, and then I heard something back from Enchanted, and then I went through phase 2, and then a month later, I got in, or about 2 days later from that point, I got in on July 1st. And went through the ranks, or went as deputy for about like 2 months, and then out of the blue, he put out a corporal interest form. So I was like, might as well. So I put out the shittiest fucking application that I could have, because I didn't believe I was competent, and had enough time in the department yet. So I just kind of put it in there, shits and giggles. And then a month later, I got promoted to corporal, and then I was sitting in that position for a while, and then Minin lost the sheriff election in December, and I got bumped up to sergeant under Minin's administration, and then was sitting in there for a while, and then I joined the investigations bureau, and then it turned out that nobody liked how Minin was operating the department, so he got taken out by the governor. And then Enchanted took back over, and then I got promoted to corporal without any knowledge of what was going to happen that time.
You mean demoted?
No. Everybody got demoted to deputy, but then I got promoted again to corporal without any knowledge of what was going to happen.
Reform.
Yeah.
And then, he said he was going to promote other people to sergeant and whatnot. And out of the blue, the next month, another department announcement came out, and I got promoted to sergeant again. And that is currently where I'm sitting right now. Hopefully, the next promotion soon will be patrol lieutenant, but we'll see how that goes. Chances are fairly high, and we're working on getting our investigations back up and running, so we don't have to rely on stinky RCPD to do our detective.
So now, Sal, how did you get to your rank?
So I had requested my transfer from the SO because I didn't like their administration. This was, I believe, in 2023.
Mhm.
Um,
And
so
you
I had
liked
filled out
me
my
anyway.
transfer. Yep. I had just gotten accepted into corrections IRL, and I realized I wasn't going to be able to fill the time requirement for the SO because there's a little bit more than RCPD. So I had taken the transfer request for RCPD, filled that out, and I went over there. I was over there as an officer. Um, had a little bit of trouble balancing work life with pixel life, so things were a little bit difficult. And then I got a DM from Greg one of my days off. And he was like, "Hey, so I need competent people to take up corporal spots. Step the fuck up." I was like, "Okay, fair enough." So
Okay.
tried putting in some more hours while I was
Motivation?
working. Uh, I'd say so,
Yeah.
but it was a little bit difficult because when I was working over there, that was like 16-hour shifts and whatnot. So it was extremely difficult to come home and get unseshed when I just wanted to go to bed.
Yeah.
Um, so I was only able to put time in on my days off, and then even on my days off, I was still getting called into work and whatnot. So I was only able to put like a set amount of hours.
Mhm.
So I was corporal for about 2 months. Uh, or no, I got promoted to corporal because I finally got the activity and whatnot that they were looking for. Either that or they just couldn't find anyone. So like, you know what? Fuck it. His activity's fucked, but he's fine. So I sat at corporal. Maybe 6 months went by. Around that, um, I had quit corrections because other things going on personally. So I had more time on my hands, and I had just joined the field training division, I believe. I was a junior instructor, and I had just taken care of everything in regards of that. I was in the DB previously, so that might have taken things into account. But I had just finished an RA, and I got a ping from Atlas saying, "Hey, ping me when you're done with your RA." I was like, "Ah, fuck.
Oh, I think I saw that message the one day.
I'm either
Yeah.
fired or I am in deep shit. Either way, I am ass fucked." And then Dog commented, and he was like, "Well, it was nice having you in the department while you were here." And I was like, "You know what?" But no, so I had finished documenting my RA, put the submission in, and then Greg pinged me. He's like, "Hey, fucker, congratulations!" And then I pinged me in supervisory chat. I was like, "Oh, well, I need to go change my pants now, but thank you, appreciate it." Um, and then I was sergeant for roughly, I want to say 2 months, maybe less than that, maybe a month. And then the application came out for sergeant first class. The SO. This was when Minute had taken his administration and whatnot.
Mhm.
So people were transferring from the SO over to the RCPD because they didn't want to be under his administration. That's public knowledge. You can keep that in. But there were people that were transferring over. Caden was one of them. And these individuals were put in. I believe they were put in officer positions. I don't think anybody received corporal or anything like that. But that occurred. I assisted in regards of the whole training process for that because there were quite a few people that needed to redo their first aid certification because LOCSO didn't do a first aid certification at the time. So we did that, took care of everything there. And then the application came out for Sergeant First Class because we had so many individuals inside of the RCP that they needed to open another squad. It might have actually been 2 squads, but they didn't have enough individuals to oversee the squad.
No, when I became supervisor, there was 4 squads. I think they had to open a 5th one.
So they opened one.
They opened one just for all the transfers.
Right.
Okay.
Okay. So yeah, they had opened a squad for a transfer.
Yep.
And from there, all the people came in, and as we just said, squad got opened. They were looking for people to fulfill sergeant first class spots. So those of you who don't know what that ultimately is it's pretty much the same as sergeant. The only difference is you oversee 2 more squads. So, so for example, right now I'm overseeing, I believe, 4 squads, I think. But at the time application came out, I filled that out. I have no clue how I got it. I put like barely any detail because I was half asleep. Um, I think 3 weeks went by or so, still in the sergeant position. And I got a ping from Atlas saying, "Congratulations, Sergeant First Class." It was me and Caden. Uh, so we took care of that. I think I got 3 squads, Caden got 2. and we did that for a little bit, and then Enchanted came over, took back his administration. So all the LCSO transfers that had transferred in during Minon's administration got the opportunity to transfer back, and a large majority of them transferred back, including Caden, who was the sergeant first class at the time. So with that, I got appointed another squad. I think I got appointed another 2 squads because so much time had gone by that some of the LCSO individuals have been promoted up to sergeant. So we lost quite a few sergeants in regards to that transfer. But even still with that, do we even have another sergeant first class? Is it just me? I think it might just be me.
No, I could have sworn there was one other person that got up.
It was Caden.
No,
But Caden
Yeah.
transferred back.
It's just Sal.
It's just
I thought so.
wow.
So that's interesting. Actually, I didn't realize that. Fuck. Oh my god, my responsibility skyrocketed. Fuck. But anyway, so that's ultimately how things came to be in regards of the RCPD. Unfortunately, ended up leaving the detective bureau. I didn't exactly agree with the administration. Thought it was kind of a joke at the time, but still in field training in post. So that's still going.
Yeah.
Felix, you're still in post as well, aren't you?
I am, yeah.
I thought so.
Helped out a little bit. Actually, as a matter of fact, I actually have to edit a video for Enchanted. I helped him.
Post?
Yeah, he wanted like a tutorial video done of like how to set up radio in CAD, so I got that done. I just gotta finish up the edits and send it to him, which I kind of should get that to him quickly, but I got a lot going on, so.
And then is it just Felix and I in post? Are you guys in post? I don't think 80 is.
No,
I don't
they're
know if
not.
AD is
Because
just
every
us.
single time I have filled out an application for anything other than regular SRP departments, I have been denied or told no.
Have you considered trying harder?
Nope, because I've applied 3 times. I've applied. I applied for GSP. I applied for Springfield, and there was one other application I applied for. I don't remember what it was, but I've been
Probably
denied
Lakeview.
or. No, it wasn't Lakeview. It was something different. But
Well, I mean,
I've just been.
I don't even think he read Lakeview applications. I think we filled out the Lakeview applications as a joke.
Yeah,
And
the
then,
whole thing was a joke.
or maybe he had it as an actual, like wanting it as an actual department, and then figured, you know what, this would be really fucking funny if this department was just corrupt as hell. So we're just gonna fucking do that.
Yeah.
But,
I'm just I just refuse to apply for anything anymore because I never get in. So it was moderator. That's what it was.
Mm.
It was mod.
GS,
Okay.
It was GSP, Springfield, and mod. I applied for all 3, and I don't get recommended for anything anymore. So
I'm gonna be honest with you, I still have no clue how the hell I got the yellow roll.
Yeah.
It still confuses me to this day.
Yeah.
Also,
I can't believe I'm out there too.
You're the only sergeant first class
Oh, it's confirmed on the roster. Confirmed
on the roster. Yep.
Oh boy.
Damn it.
It's okay. It's okay.
God damn it, I'm like the fucking sergeant major. I'm in charge of all the goddamn enlisted.
Yup.
Fuck.
Actually, we don't even have a major.
Yeah. Actually, wait.
You don't know military ranks, do you?
No, we don't.
I know military ranks. I'm just saying we don't have a major. We don't have.
Oh, I didn't even know we had a major role in the department.
We
did.
had a
We did.
major.
It was
We had a
Dog.
major.
Oh, right. Dog was the
It
major.
was Dog.
Ah,
Yeah.
ah.
We're not gonna talk about that. Anyway.
We're gonna go ahead and move away from this topic.
Yeah. We're gonna pass it over to me.
We're not done with the topic yet. We still gotta hear what Felix has to say about his
Yeah.
ranks.
We're
That's
gonna
not the
divert
topic
away
I
from.
meant, but nonetheless.
We're gonna divert from that and kind of distract it a little bit. Yeah. So I got into the department, I believe, about 2.5 years ago, almost 3 years ago. When did I get in? Got in
Wait,
October.
you went around the same time I was?
I got in October of 22, I believe.
Okay, so you were there for about December, January, February, March, April. You were there for about 6 months before me.
Okay.
Sorry, go on.
So yeah, so I got in around that time. Went through the academy, became an officer, and just after doing a couple patrols and after being on shift for a little bit, doing a couple patrols and getting more experienced, they wanted some people to help out with field training. So I was like, you know what? I'll become an FTO. I know how to teach, I'm quite, I think I could teach, well, and I think with my knowledge, I can help make good officers and make the department better. So applied to be an FTO. Got it. I got the job, which is great. Trained a couple officers for a little bit, did a couple ride-alongs, got some rookies, pumped out. After doing that for a little bit, then I became an instructor. I believe I was an instructor when I was an officer. Helped out with that for a little bit, and after doing that for a while, I believe it was a couple more months. I think close to another, close to about half a year, close to 6 months, I think. When we finally got those all gray uniforms, like the gray ones with like the gray stripes on it, which was believe, I don't think it's usually a couple months we get uniform changes. So I think about 4 or 5 months around that time. Got promoted to corporal. Then after doing a lot of trainings, like really stepping up in the train division, and really helping out, and like being like overall trying to be a good senior officer and helping out a lot with training. Luckily, my work was noticed. They loved how just invest with the FTO division and all that I was. So I got promoted to sergeant. I remember I was out with family. I saw a message from Atlas, a DM, and it said, "Hey, accept my friend request, please, sir." And I was like, "Oh, okay." So I accepted it, and then I see it got added to a group chat, and it's with a bunch of other people and other candidates. And the message that he put was, "Hello, you have already been selected for a promotion to sergeant." And I was like, "Oh, damn it, okay." I made it to sergeant. Hell yeah! So was a sergeant for a while. Made it to sergeant for a long time. I was sergeant for a long time because I had a lot of promotion freezes and a lot of jobs already filled. So I kind of had to wait a while before my next promotion. So I still continued in the field train division. Still continued as an instructor, an FTO, and stepped up a little bit as a supervisor, kind of taking, I want to say taking my job more serious because I did take my other job serious, but kind of focused a lot more on it and kind of paid a lot more attention to what was going on and tried to really really do a good job and make sure I really don't mess up this time, because now I have a really important position that I need to set a good role model for the troops, kind of, and a lot more responsibility. So got put in charge of my squad. Overall, I'd say we had a pretty good squad. Kept them on a tight leash, but I'd say my leadership style did pretty good because overall, the way how I led and my overall leadership style is like I'm strict with you, and I'll tell you what you did wrong, but when you do something good, I'll also tell you when you did something good. And if I have to yell and scream at you, I will, and be like, all right, we're done with that. All right, cool. Now, great. Now let's go hang out. Because that's how I think of it. Because I mean,
God.
because like perfect,
You're
like
a fucking moron for that. You know what you did wrong. Let's go get a beer.
yeah, that's exactly it. Whereas like you're a moron, you shouldn't do that anymore. And be like, all right, we're
Yeah.
cool. All right, let's go get a beer.
You wreck the car, Evoc.
Exactly.
He gets pulled. All right,
Yeah.
now let's go to the bar.
Because the way how I see it is like professionally, it's like like I'll do what I have to do professionally, but on a personal level, let's not take it to the personal level where like I'll do what I have to do professionally, but personally, let's overall still keep a good relationship with my troops. Which I think actually worked out pretty well.
My troops, like
with
you're
my
running
guys.
I mean, I think we talked about this last time, or I might have gotten into it.
Yeah.
But a lot of people severely lack that leadership style, and it's probably the key leadership style. I might have gone over this on the last podcast,
Mhm.
but I said something along the lines of all the different hats that FTOs wear, and the most
Yes.
important hat that we wear is the coaching hat.
Yeah.
And so many people neglect that, and it very easily leads to officers who have chips on their shoulders and have severe issues in regards of their ego and whatnot. And it's not just a matter of that's how it is in real life. It's the same thing here, which I find
Yeah.
absolutely incredible. The fact that it carries over from a real life aspect over to here
Yes.
just blows my mind. But nonetheless, and so many people that are actually like FTOs in the community completely forget that hat, which I mean, it's Roblox, but at the same time, it still leads to lawsuits, all of the officer misconduct stuff, and all of that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And I really wish that some more field trainers within simulations would actually take that into account. because they see it just as it's a game, so they don't
Mhm.
actually need to take that into consideration. But I mean, if we're going to that realistic level, then that's something they need to take into account. So
Yeah. That's that because I actually got that style from everything I learned IRL from leadership wise and everything, and from talking to other first responders, obviously in family and friends and everything about their leadership and hearing like what's right, what's wrong, what makes a good leader and everything. So hearing that and my other life experiences, I kind of developed, a good sense of leadership. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna bring everything that I have instead of just basically not caring. I'm gonna bring that into the PD so I do a good job and I really help to make the department as best it could be. So really kept my guys on a tight leash, but was there for them whenever they needed me, and tried to keep a good squad, good tight knit squad, which we did pretty good. I started doing squad meetings, which I think actually worked out pretty well, because that way if they had something that they want to get off their chest that either I did wrong, something they feel that they see is wrong, or something that they want to just change, with us, or just make sure we don't do, they can tell us in like a little bit of a smaller circle, so it feels a little bit more easier to mention stuff. So it's doing overall, I'd say overall a good job with keeping my squad, relatively well, and was doing a good job as a sergeant for a while, and actually developed a good relationship with everybody. And as far as I can tell, they all like me as a sergeant, as far as I can tell, which which is good, because if you don't like your boss, then that's a whole other issue.
I remember I had I had one problem with one guy. I don't remember who it was. I don't remember what their rank or name was, but I remember I had some complication with somebody where they were not fond of me.
Mm-hmm.
I think they complained about me or something. I don't remember, but it was definitely a not hostile but a negative interaction.
Oh boy.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like I said, I don't remember who it was, but I remember vividly at some point in my RCPD career, there was one officer or one corporal I had a problem with that did not like me.
Okay.
And I don't even think they're part of the department anymore.
PDM, if I'm being totally honest, 10 times out of 10, it's probably because you did what you had to do to discipline them, and they didn't like that. If I'm gonna be totally honest, that's probably what it was.
Or they just didn't like the way I was doing things.
Probably. But anyway, so yeah, was basically my leadership style was knowing what
Is my mic
card
better
to pull
now?
out, like Sal said,
Very good.
like what hat to put on, right? Just knowing, and even for law enforcement in general, you should know kind of what card to pull out of your deck. Do I need to be the kind of like strict parent in this situation? Do I need to be the teacher in this situation? Do I need to be just calm and cool and collected for the situation? Do I need to be more of a coach? Do I need to be it's
A lot of
that's
people
what
go
I
straight to the drill sergeant.
yeah, or go drill sergeant, whichever one. So
It's either drill sergeant or you're a parent talking to a kid. Like
yeah,
In
you
all
know,
honesty, I don't see much of the parent talking to a kid in SRP in general. It's more so just drill sergeant. Where if somebody fucks up, it's just, oh, well, yeah, fuck you. You're a fucking useless fucking piece of shit. Fuck you. And just shit like that. And nobody
It's
actually
all-
takes into account the
it's all
fact that
yeah.
it's all back to don't
ridiculous.
chase people in the water.
That's where it all goes back to. Yeah, right.
Sorry, I'm the cause of that. I'm the cause of unrest in the River City Police Department.
Yeah, I think afterwards, I don't know if they put out an announcement, but I think afterwards they actually sent something out to us ordinance, I think, where they were like, okay, we get you guys are like trying to like, keep everybody in check, but like tone it down a notch. I think
Yeah,
that's
well,
what
I
they
mean-
told us.
I will say that there's been so much, not controversy, but there's been so much backlash and like change ever since that incident, where people are literally making sure that when somebody's running across the riverbed to not tase them, because I think there is a complication where if you do tase somebody next to water and they fall in, they can actually drown because their body is tensing up.
That's what I was
Yeah,
about to say.
yeah,
Yeah,
water
so
is
there's the
conductive, but it's not that
complication in
conductive.
regards of that. Well, no, I don't think that's the reason they don't want you tasing people near water. We had this conversation last time. If you tase
Mhm.
somebody in water, or if they're wet, it's not going to conduct electricity. It's just going to make the taser less effective. So that's the main reason that you don't tase somebody near water. It's not going to kill them. They're not going to like spaz out and have a stroke and pass away to being electrocuted, but it's not going to work as effectively.
Yeah.
But
The
on
main
the other
reason
end
that
of the
I wouldn't,
spectrum, though,
I mean, yes, but the main reason that I don't see eligible to tase somebody near water is usually it is extremely rocky near the riverbed. So if you tase somebody in that area, it is almost guaranteed that they're going to fall, crack their head open. That's more paperwork than you usually need. Is it justified? Yes. Is it more of a problem? Yes. So you kind of need to gauge if the person. I would base it around the situation. In all honesty, so, for example, if somebody's just running from me and they haven't done anything, then obviously I'm still going to chase them. Am I going to tase them on the rocks? No. If they have, let's say, if they have a knife and they're running away from me, they haven't gestured with a knife to stab me or anything. They're just holding a knife and they're running. Probably going to tase them.
Right.
So you just need to gauge what the situation is before you actually decide whether you're going to tase that individual or not. But it's if you tase somebody while they're in water, it's not going to kill them. It's just not going to do. It's just not going to do anything because
I
they're
also
wet. They're
do.
wet, so their clothing is packed with water. So it's gonna pretty much just bounce off the probes. Sorry, what were you saying?
I will also recommend to everybody that does play ERLC and is in a shook community, if you have a suspect running along the Fergie Riverbed,
Oh
do not
God.
tase them. Do not tase them. 2 reasons. One, just like Sal said, they have the risk of falling forward or left or right and causing a very bad injury, or they are falling in that river and they're sinking all the way down and they're possibly going to drown and die.
Yeah.
So do not I'm making this a PSA. Just don't tase somebody when they're in water.
Yeah, a little bit of a LEO tips and tricks from from your favorite Lego cops. Anyway.
I was about to say NYPD
Favorite
2025.
Lego cop.
Yeah.
Panic button field training program.
Yeah. Yes.
I will say one thing that I find absolutely incredible is so as most of you guys know, I assume most individuals are coming from Felix's channel. So you guys have probably seen the Tucson, Arizona, the Tucson police stuff.
Oh yeah.
I just got invested with that with Felix. 80's going to be getting involved with that here soon.
Yeah.
NYPD won't be, unfortunately.
Been
But
there, done that.
anyways, what I was gonna say is I find it so funny that 5M is supposed to be it's so much more realistic. And at the same time, the department that we are currently in is so much less strict
Oh
than
my
SRP
god.
is. It is
Yeah.
so funny to me. Like you can crack jokes even on patrol. Like we'll be sitting on the side of the road cracking jokes. In SRP, it's a drill sergeant mentality like 24/7. And that is
Yeah.
just it's just so funny to me because it's so much less realistic, but people take it so much more seriously.
What
And
I
it kind of just
think I think Tucson kind of focuses more on like developing a good camaraderie
Community
with your
engagement?
yeah, like no, not like
Yeah.
community engagement, just good camaraderie with your fellow officers, you know?
Well, I mean,
'Cause-
it's yes, but
Yeah.
at the same time, I feel like SRP should be taking that same thing.
Yeah.
The same goes for Lincoln. The same goes for any other community on here. I'll see that's whitelisted.
Right.
But I don't know. I just found that so funny that it's taken so much more seriously with such wacky physics and whatnot.
Yeah.
It just cracked me up. I was thinking about that yesterday, and it was just so funny.
Yeah.
Also, since we're talking about 5M, can I talk about how realistic 5M and GTA 5 is compared to real life and its law enforcement?
Oh, it is very realistic.
It's disturbingly realistic.
very
So-
realistic.
For
yeah.
example, the cab that we have for Tucson, it is quite literally almost 1-to-1 with an actual MDT system.
Yep.
So
Yep.
if you guys want to be a cop one day, I would very highly recommend get on 5M, start working on your people skills, and learn how to fuck to operate a CAD.
Yeah,
So
if,
I will tell you this story from experience because this happened to me a couple days ago. I have been asking my fire chief, who is a law enforcement officer as well. I've been asking him for a ride along with his department for most likely 6 to 7 months. And he said he's always had interns, he's never been able to do it and whatnot. And out of the blue, while I'm on vacation, he's got the fair up there in the county I live in. and he was like, "Hey, bud, I'm on traffic detail. You want to ride along?" And I was like, "Absolutely." So I go up there. I'm putting on this vest. I'm signing a piece of paper. It was an amazing experience. Okay, I felt like I was filming a video for Frank Slope. I'm not even kidding you. It was the most amazing experience. But towards the middle of the ride along, my fire chief asks me if he wants me to go with the other sergeant and just kind of experience it from a different perspective, and I was like, sure, no problem. So I hop in his Charger, and I'm talking with the sergeant, and he's showing me the traffic detail and whatnot, and then all of a sudden he pulls out a little remote and starts clicking at the radar. And I kid you not, this remote is a 1-to-1 scale thing to the actual radar script in 5M. I was like, huh?
It's very realistic. Yeah,
I couldn't believe it. I was like, no way.
Because what they do is they take pictures of the actual device and they program the buttons with the functions for what they're actually supposed to do. Like, I'll never forget. Go ahead. I'll let you finish.
Yeah, but even the CAD system, I'm looking at it, I'm like, am I playing GSCRP? Like, what the hell is this?
Yeah,
I'm not even kidding, because I'm looking at it, I'm like, oh my god, this is literally real. This is a 1-to-1. I was so impressed.
Yeah, it's exactly a copy. In Grand Canyon for Tucson, the old radio we had before we switched, it was an exact 1-to-1 copy. Even the vocoder on it was exactly how it sounds on a Motorola.
I mean, the radio that they have right now, it still sounds pretty damn similar to IRL.
It's okay, but I still love their old
even
one.
Still, but I agree, because I mean, Sonoran is interesting because it's a bit more difficult to vocode your radio system. When you have a specific script, it's easier to vocode it because you're quite literally coding it in.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, I mean, even the one that they have now, it still sounds pretty similar. However, after listening to your videos and whatnot from back when they had the old one, oh my god, it's realistic.
It is, dude.
It's pretty much 1-to-1.
It is. A little funny. If you guys remember from the first episode, I talked about how my father's IRL retired law enforcement and is my idol, and he watched one of my 5M videos, and then after he came up to me and he was like, "What radio is that you guys use?" And I'm like, "Oh, I think it's called so and so." I'm like, "Why?" And he's like, "Because that is exactly what we used to use on the road. Like, exactly. Like, the buttons do the exact same functions. The vocoder sounds the exact same, and even the radio even talked when you switch channels the exact same way too." So he was like amazed on how accurate everything was, and I'm like, it's legit.
He probably thought you were an actual law enforcement officer.
Yeah, he was like, and it's funny because even the one day I was playing when I was watching one, because sometimes I'll look back at my videos and I'll see what I want to change and what I can improve on. And he heard it, and I saw his head peek around the doorway, kind of looking into where I was watching it, and he was like, I guess he had a confused look on his face, like, what the hell is that? Because it sounded like exactly.
He had a real radio.
Yeah, he thought it was a real radio in the house, and he was like, what the hell is that? Because how exact it was,
Yeah, I know.
And he's even shocked.
Take a second real quick.
He's even...
Yeah.
Are you awake, bud?
He's awake.
I'm alive.
Okay, he's cool.
Just making sure.
Okay.
Anyways, go on, Felix.
Yeah, but yeah, he's even surprised on how accurate the cars are modeled too. Like the interiors between our siren box, the partition window, the shotgun rack, and
that's
everything.
That's just 5M though.
Well, that's developers that have to make that. So
that's just developers.
Yeah, that's exact. But even the scripts too, like between our CAD, our radio, and our body cams, our uniforms, duty belt setups, everything, it's exact. I remember one time he complimented my duty belt setup.
It is 1-to-1. But I mean, I think it's cooler that they have the actual system and whatnot, completely 1-to-1.
Oh yeah.
Like, for example, if you wanted to be law enforcement one day, you could quite literally get on 5M and learn the CAD system, and that just blows my mind.
Just don't use that in your application for a law enforcement agency.
I'm a
to
law
be like,
enforcement officer on Grand Canyon State Roleplay.
Yeah. Oh god.
I'm really interested in a position as a patrol officer for your department. Nope.
No.
I actually found this really funny when I brought my first car, which was the Crown Vic. It actually had a cheat sheet of that CAD system. So like the
Still
the
in it
CAD
from the
system,
old previous owner. Yeah.
dude, I kid you not, in the passenger door, right? I'm going through this car. All of a sudden, I pull it out, and I'm like, that's the computer system for like your driver's license and everything. And I'm like, what the hell? It was a full cheat sheet too, and I couldn't believe it.
Oh, thank
Did
God you
your,
didn't have the login
did your
details for that system.
Did your Explorer come with the mount for the MDT?
No.
Or was it
Okay.
stripped?
It was taken out and replaced with an aftermarket, but like actual police center console.
Oh, okay.
Uh,
So the center
it's-
console, but it ripped the computer out. Okay.
Yeah,
they
pretty
took
much.
out, if it had a center console, they took out the one that controlled like had the radios and stuff.
Right.
And the dealership that fixed it up and put it up for sale, they put in an aftermarket one, but it just had cup holders and a compartment. There was nothing else to it.
Gotcha. Okay.
So I don't know if I've told you this yet, but I talked to Felix about it. I'll post a picture of it in podcast discussions.
Mhm.
But before I do, the Supra has been sold. No more
Oh,
Supra.
really?
You had a Supra? I thought you had a different car.
So I have the Supra, I have the Kia, I have the F-150, or sorry, the
I remember the
F-250.
I remember the Kia, but I don't remember the Supra. When did
Yep.
you have a Supra?
So after I got out of corrections, I was making like $100,000 a year because of all the forced overtime. So I was
God.
like, you know what? I'm gonna buy a used Supra just because I want something nice, which was a
Right.
huge mistake. I do not recommend doing that, especially if you are at the age of 20. Do not do that. Focus on saving. Please don't make the same mistake I did. But anyways, so I had that. I just recently sold it. I got about 35 grand out of it, around that. And I'm looking at this.
Why?
I really want it.
No.
I really want it.
Is it the
no,
Charger?
You do
I
not.
really
Charger?
want it.
You
Yep.
do not.
It's the
You
Charger.
do
Yep.
not want a fucking
It's the
Charger.
Charger.
Yes, dude.
I hear left
I
and
want
right
the
from my
Charger.
police department. They hate the Chargers, dude. They suck.
Okay,
Really?
so it's not the Chargers themselves that suck. It is the year of the Charger that sucks. So, for example, if your department has like a 2015 Charger, it's got that model is it's one of the most common, but to my knowledge, it is pretty bad. The model
No,
that you were looking
my-
at there, that is a 20 that eight, it's either 17 or 18, I believe.
Is that a V8?
It is a V6, I think.
Then it sucks. Because my department, I hear it all the time from the one K9 guy. He's like, we only have 2 V8s and the rest of them are V6s, and we fucking hate the V6s. And I'm like, well, then get different cars. He's like, we can't. I go, yeah, but you
Well-
guys just got a brand new Durango, and it's like, we hate the Durangos. I'm like, well, why get them? And he's like, it's the only thing we can afford. I'm
But
like, well,
here's
get
what I'm gonna
Fords then.
say. It has 50,000 miles on it.
Hmm,
It has, I believe, only one accident that has
No.
been previously involved in, if even. And it has, it's turbocharged, obviously, but it also had, it has the same engine that it had when it was used in the PD itself.
Yeah,
So, I'm considering I'm either gonna go with that, or there was another one that I sent Felix, which I feel like you are probably going to very much so actually approve of.
I mean,
Okay.
I do believe that it's just like a departmental skill issue. True.
What is?
Well, if it's a commissioner being an idiot, then it's a commissioner being an idiot.
Right.
I wholeheartedly believe that's the case because a lot of departments in my area have Durangos or Chargers, and their V6s, V8s. You know, especially ISP. Their workhorse is the Charger and Durango now.
That's my point. Yeah.
And they love them. They
Yeah.
love them. They think they're great. I've never had any issues. So I do genuinely believe that's just a departmental skill issue.
It's probably definitely an issue with the.
Yeah.
I think the commissioner probably ordered the wrong ones. I'm gonna be
Maybe.
honest with you because
Yeah.
I fucking love Chargers with a passion.
No, I
Yeah.
like Chargers. I like the way they are. It's just it's something about the difference between V8 and V6 for me.
Yeah, like performance wise, I would prefer like Chevy or Dodge, but like appearance wise and just for like body style, the Explorers just they look so good.
I was about to say, this is the other one that I was looking at.
Yeah, the like appearance wise, they look
Mm,
good.
how many miles?
I don't.
Yeah.
It had, I believe, 65,000.
Okay.
Uh,
It was about, I believe it was about 15 grand.
Okay.
I can only say that there's two things you gotta look out for: Spotlight and Partition. If you want it, be my guest. But those are a pain in the ass to remove, and you either have to add a spotlight or cover it up with tape because you will have water damage if you just have the hole there.
Okay.
I honestly just want it buried. The only reason that I want a used squad is just because they are completely built different. The only
Mhm.
issue that I have with buying used squad cars is the fact their engines have been ran so much due to idling
Yep.
and whatnot
Yep.
that they're probably not the best.
Yeah.
That's
So
why. That's why with my Crown Vic, I had so many problems before I hit the tree. I had so many check engine lights. I had an overheating issue at one point. But right before I hit the tree, I had replaced the overdrive unit and the transmission.
Okay.
And I had just done brakes and I was ready to do tires. But other than that, the entire time I had the Crown Vic, it was just problem after problem, check engine light after check engine light. So I
It's
think way
literally
before
the only
I
problem is it's a Ford.
well.
To be honest with you, I think
Sound
it's,
on
Yeah.
road
it's
dead. I'm gonna be
not
honest.
wrong.
extra repair daily. It's literally
um.
just it's a Ford for you.
Yeah. We got very off
Anyway,
topic. I mean, we went from talking about ranks
I
to
was about to
cars
say,
now.
anyways, moving
Yeah.
on from cars.
Yeah.
Hey man,
Uh,
we needed some extra footage in our
Yeah.
podcast episode
yeah,
today.
because 2 hours isn't enough.
Yeah. Wait, did I talk about how I got lieutenant? No, I didn't. I didn't get there.
I don't think you
You
did.
did.
No,
No.
I didn't. Lieutenant was
Or no, you
relatively
talked.
easy.
He talked about how he got to sergeant. He didn't talk about how he got to lieutenant.
No, I didn't. Lieutenant was relatively easy, really nothing too serious. Just a couple months before um I got to lieutenant. Sergeant was really picking off, and I knew I was doing a good job when we had the bunch of promotion waves and command staff and supervisor changed. I was getting a bunch of messages of people asking me, "Hey, can I transfer to your squad? Do you have an open spot in your squad?" I was like, "Oh God." So then a couple months later, I get a DM from Atlas, and he's like, "Hey, are you okay with a promotion to lieutenant?" And I was like, "Oh, yeah, I mean, sure." He was like, "Okay, then you'll be lieutenant of train division." And I was like, "Oh, cool." I was like, I get to have more say of a train division, and I get to help out more with training and getting, overall the quality of our cops up. Hell yeah, I'll take it. But part of me was like, I don't really want to leave sergeant because like I developed, such a good relationship with these guys, and I feel like I'm doing, a very good job. It's like I feel kind of bad, just like kind of like leaving them for like a promotion like this. But I was like, you know what? I could do better as a lieutenant, so I could do more as a lieutenant. So I went to lieutenant, and I knew I did a good job, or I knew I made some sort of an impact when Alice was like, "All right, I'm gonna hold off on doing your roles and everything until you give your squad a goodbye. Like, put out a go like a goodbye notice, and then I'll do your stuff." I was like, "Okay, cool." I put out my little goodbye letter, that I'm, being promoted, and, going to a promotion. I'll still be here if you guys have any questions or anything, but your new sergeant's going to be so and so, and you can respect them just as much as you respected me, and leave it at that. So went to lieutenant for train division, did that for a while, and I think I was a lieutenant for train division. No, I got made lieutenant of train division when Boston got moved to captain for train division as well when Nugget left, because they needed a new, lieutenant, because Nugget left and Boston being made captain, so they made me because I was, one of the sergeants that's doing the most training, so they promoted me to training lieutenant. Did that for a while, and was doing pretty good with that, doing a lot more trainings and helping out with restructuring and fixing stuff. And then post came along after a while, so now I'm a instructor for the peace officer standards academy and helping out with that and whenever I can, but that's pretty much it for PD. But FD wise, it's not really that not that complicated. didn't want promotions for a while. Kind of just wanted to stick in FD just solely for EMS because I love to do EMS and just have passion for that. I was like, you know what? I was like, I did this for a while. I feel like I can do it. So I went for promotions for for FD. I said, you know what? I was like, now that I have my medic sir and I'm very happy in FD as well. I'm like, I'm gonna keep going. So just kept reaching for promotions, and now I'm just a battalion chief for FD and lieutenant for PD for training, and just continuing with that really. So really not much for my my rank up journey there, but that's pretty much it for both departments, honestly. So
And then we already got into PSP. So
yeah, we
Can
already
you
got into
cover that?
PSP. What? Okay, so I think we teased them long enough. What do you say we get into our ghost stories?
Paranormal time?
Yeah, paranormal time. Because I have
Boy.
two. I have two very small ones that I haven't told anybody. Like none of my family, nobody knows this until now. Because I'm still kind of like, what the hell was it? So
Yeah, but I've been waiting for this moment all freaking podcast.
Let me grab my incense. Hold on.
I don't actually have any. I don't
I have
any
two.
paranormal stories.
Really nothing. Like not even like like a weird noise in your house or nothing.
No, I live in the buttfuck Idaho, dude. What do you want from me?
Okay.
I'm surprised with bumfuck Idaho you don't have any haunted.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Yeah. So
The
you
most
don't.
haunted thing that happens to me is I can't flush the toilet sometimes.
It won't go down. I don't know.
It's the paranormal size shit that clogs it.
The plumbing won't work. It's the ghost.
Damn you, Casper.
Past.
A poltergeist plumber.
All right. So PD, since you're very
Who you gonna
enthusiastic about
call?
this,
Plumber.
plumber. Who are you gonna call it? Dave the plumber. This shit needs to be fixed.
I gotta call Bob the builder.
Oh god. So PD, since you're very enthusiastic about this, we'll let you start off and work from our left to right like we usually do.
So I'll talk about two different stories.
like
that
me with
happened to
two.
me. Yeah.
Hold on, I'm gonna turn my light on real quick.
Oh god.
Okay. Okay, he needs a night light for this shit.
Sally gets real
Shut
scared. He gets real scared.
I'm scared of the dark.
We're gonna hear him get
Listen,
marshmallows
man,
and
I can't be
marshmallows and
sitting
graham
here in the
crackers.
pitch black with this conversation going on. Give me a sec.
I'm grabbing marshmallows and graham crackers. Hold on.
Well, I will wait for Sal.
Yeah.
Get my hot cocoa.
He's gonna get hot cocoa, some marshmallows and some graham crackers.
Oh my god, you're making me fucking thirsty.
Have you told
So,
anybody about
both-
this, PD, or is it like until now?
I mean, I've not shared it publicly, but
Okay.
so both of these stories happened in the same firehouse.
Oh.
God.
Haunted firehouse.
When I first joined my fire department, my fire department has different stations. So I was part of one station first before I transferred out to a different station that's a lot closer to me. So when I joined this station, I joined it because my buddy was in it and he wanted to bring me on as a member. So I was like, all right, I'll join with you. And because I had my permit, I was working at a different grocery store during the day at the time. I was still in high school. And because I had my permit and I did not have a driver's license, he would be like my main transportation to and from the station. So what he used to do is like not really as like a bullying thing, but more like a pranking thing. He would pretend abandon me. Is he would get in his car and he would leave and he would go up and down the road. Luckily, he lived like 5 minutes from the fire station, so it didn't matter. Like he wasn't really like pretending to leave me. So he did that one night, and while he was driving up and down the road, I went back into the firehouse to just to wait for his shenanigans to be done. And as soon as I walked back in the fire station, it sounded like somebody. Have you ever heard that noise that from like a straw broom? Just that.
Yeah.
I kid you not. The exact sound I heard the second I walked into the bays. Keep in mind, we were the only two people in the station. Okay? He had just left, and I walked back into the station. He's driving up and down the road at a high rate of speed. Okay? I am the only one in the station, and I hear shh, 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 shh from somewhere. I start freaking out. I'm like, what the hell is this? So I come around. The way that the station is set up, there's one main door to the bays. On the one side of the building, you have a bay next to you. You have a bay, or it's the same bay, but there's two garage doors, and then you come down a little thing. There's a bathroom to your left, and then there's three more bay doors. I went down the little thing. Whatever, I don't remember what it's called at the top of my head, but I descended down, and the way that those bays used to set up, it was our tanker, engine, and our utility. And for whatever reason, our utility and our second engine was up front. Our third, or our primary engine was there. I don't remember, like I said, I don't remember how it was set up, but I remember our engine was in the second bay, and all I kept hearing was shh, 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 like somebody was sweeping a broom. And I come around the engine, and there's nobody there. Nobody. Nobody is there. There's no broom. There's no person. Nothing. I'm just like, what the hell? So my buddy finally pulls back in the parking lot, and he comes in, and I'm like, were you just in here sweeping? He goes, no. I go, you weren't sweeping at all. He goes, no, you saw me leave and drive up and down the road. I'm like, it literally sounded like somebody was sweeping the floor, the bay floor. And it literally scared the crap out of both of us.
Oh, so even he was like, what the hell?
Oh yeah, like I literally saw like his eyes like divot. I was like, holy crap, he's scared too.
Oh, Jesus.
Yep.
Okay,
And
good.
then-
So then that means then that's confirmation that nobody else is in there then.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
It was just me. It was just me and him. He prank abandoned me, went and did his shenanigans, and as soon as I went back in the firehouse, it sounded like somebody was sweeping a floor.
Wow.
And there was nobody else there. And then there was another time, I don't remember how many months it was, this interaction and the other one, but I remember we had just gotten done with the drill, and it was me and him. We were hanging out, and we were just sitting in the bay, right behind our utility and our second engine at the time.
Mm-hmm.
We were just sitting there, we were just hanging out, and all of a sudden we could hear a woman's voice talking in the hall. And we're like, we both look at each other like, you hear that shit, right? And he's like, yeah. So we just kept listening and listening, and the voice went away, and we're like, what the hell? And I kid you not even 10 seconds later, it literally sounded like from his cubby all the way down, you could hear firemen's boots walking towards the door into the firehouse. It was the craziest thing that I will never forget.
Okay, now this is gonna be a very direct and odd question, but if you do know, did you guys ever have an incident of where a firefighter passed away in that firehouse, or like that was a member pass away, or
not in the firehouse, but we have people that pass away all the time. It's just old age or whatever. But
okay,
a part of me thinks that member that was walking in the firehouse that night was one of our youngest members that passed away.
okay. So then that makes sense because I'm kind of interested in this stuff. So if I recall correctly, I believe spirits, if they have like an emotional attachment to a place, they will like have
They will linger.
like yeah, they'll
Yeah,
linger
absolutely.
like that. Yeah. So that makes a lot of sense now.
That's the
Wow.
same reason why burial grounds are so heavily
Yeah.
uh, considered to be paranormal, as there's an attachment to those buildings because there's so much. Uh, so a large majority of the paranormal like energy and whatnot, quote unquote, it's how do I explain this? So one of the tools that are used to record ghost activity is an EMF. That kind of thing is used to
Yes.
record electromagnetic fields, and those electromagnetic fields are kind of created from the emotion of, I don't want to say pain and suffering, so to speak, but the emotion of more so just really strong negative emotion.
Okay.
So that could be either ancient burials, so like wars that occurred or whatnot, uh, the violence, all of that stuff. There have been attachments to the spirits that have been in houses that have been murdered and whatnot, so to speak. I don't know. I'm not positive, but
Mm,
reportedly so. So it's very likely that that was probably the case,
yeah.
but at the same time, it depends. I mean, that's that's probably what happened. I would say that there was, if this kind of stuff is actually like a thing and it's not our minds playing with us, then it's definitely a matter of extremely strong negative emotion. So
Well, see,
maybe
that's what I don't understand, because like the places that I've experienced the most paranormal activity, which is inside, are my other firehouse. Well, I mean, every firehouse is different, but
right.
I will say for certainty that firehouses, I feel like, are more positive than negative. Yeah, you know, there's a lot of crappy stuff that goes behind the scenes that people are mad or whatnot. I get that, but I think in my case, I'm pretty sure that the area that I live in has a more, I want to say more positive than negative, because there's not like negative energy where it's like, oh yeah, this thing's getting tossed, and you know, this window's getting
It could very
broken.
easily be sentimental as well.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
I
too.
mean,
I don't think
it's
any of
it's
the
any
energy.
type of emotional energy, at least to my knowledge.
Yeah.
So anger, fear, um, sentimentality, attachment, all of that kind of stuff that creates those like really, really strong emotions,
Hmm.
at least to my knowledge, can create that type of like attachment. So I mean that could also be what it is. But either way, that's really creepy.
I mean,
Yeah.
I do have another couple experiences happened at my house.
Oh.
I'm not sleeping tonight.
There was two poltergeist experiences that happened that I visually witnessed in my house. There was one, this was fresh like a month or two after my great grandmother passed away, maybe 3 months. I don't remember. I was so young. Um I remember this one time I had a pencil, like a mechanical pencil, fall off my dresser. And I was doing something with Legos or building. I was doing something. I was doing something in my room, and a pencil fell off my dresser. And I was just like, all right, in like 30 seconds or something, I'm going to pick it up, put it back on the dresser, and go do something else. I kid you not, the second that the pencil rolled off the dresser and fell on the floor, it jumped back on the dresser, and I stared at it for like 3 seconds. I'm like, what the hell just happened?
Hmm.
And nobody else can corroborate it because I was the only person that saw it. It fell off, it jumped back on, and I just stared at it like, what do I do now? Like
Move out.
I had that genuine reaction where I'm not crying, I'm not yelling, I'm not screaming. I had that like what's it called when you have want to like
Shock.
showcase shock, but you don't say anything. Like you have a sense of shock or panic, but you just stand there. You freeze. You basically just freeze. I just
I forget
froze.
what that's called.
think that I think probably would
I think
would
that's
just
just
be
shock.
shock. It's just shock.
It's
Yeah.
shock, but there's a name for it though. There's a specific name for it, like where you freeze up, you don't know what to do, you're just standing there in like a panic, but you can't move, you're basically just frozen in time, like what the hell's going on?
Like a
The
paralysis
shock
kind of thing,
paralysis? What
or
is it called?
yeah, like a paralysis type thing, or
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say so, but I don't, like I said, there's a specific name for it. And then there was another time where I was sitting on, it was my tablet. I had so many tablets when I was growing up. It was insane. I had a Nook tablet. I had some other Android tablet. I had so many devices growing up. And I remember I was on my device and I had to get up and use the bathroom. So I got up, went to use the bathroom, came back, and I looked down at my bed, and underneath my bed was a Hesh truck, and its lights were flashing. And I was like, oh, I just kicked it or whatever, and something got caught underneath, and it turned on. Picked it up, turned it off, jumped back on my bed, continued what I was doing. Not even like 10 minutes later, I'm like, all right, I'm thirsty. So I get up, go get a drink, I come back in, and my lights are flashing again on my Hesh truck.
So I actually have something. I'm no mean to cut you off, but I've been having that same problem for the past like year, and it's still
Really?
going on.
really?
So actually, in the room that I'm in right now, there is a little fire truck that I got when I was a kid. It was a little reward for potty training, and yeah, it's over in the corner. And I'm not blaming it on paranormal activity because I've already debunked it, and I think this might be what happened with you. But it's interesting. So it'll go off every now and then. There's no batteries in it, which is the scariest part.
Oh,
But
God.
for some reason, every time that I like turn my light off, so every time that I go downstairs from my phone just scared the fuck out of me. Oh my god.
We're talking about paranormal.
Oh my
so-
god.
Oh god.
Fucking vibrant, dude. I jumped. Uh, anyways,
We're gonna have a panic
So-
button pressed soon.
yeah.
dude, my heart just said no. But so anytime like I'll turn my set off and I'll go downstairs to go to bed, that thing will go off and it's got like it like genuinely go off. Like there's a siren and everything. Like there's a siren box
What?
still
It
in it,
presses the siren?
and it goes off, and I hate it
Wow.
with a
What the
passion.
fuck?
And then the same happens if I turn my light on and I turn my light off. So I don't know if there's something going on with the photosensitivity or whatnot, but it is extremely disturbing, and I hate it. I hate it so
Dude,
much.
you might have a. Well, didn't you say? Am I allowed to publicly say this about the earthquake? Is that a-
Yeah, we
is
did
that a
have an
thing I
earthquake,
can-
but that wasn't. Yeah, but that wasn't here. That was,
Well,
and
I
nobody
just
died
want I
from that.
want to make it clear from the viewer standpoint that Sal experienced an earthquake and he had to move out of his apartment because evacuate because it his apartment no longer is. But from the viewer's standpoint, so I think your house might be haunted.
I would say so. We've quite literally gone through this place with holy water and doused every single room. We have had a priest go through with a common prayer book, and we have had this entire house blessed. So I very, very highly doubt that's the case.
Yeah.
Have I experienced
it might
paranormal
just
activity?
be.
So it's interesting. So before everything that I just told you, so before we had the house blessed and everything, it was ridiculous. Like there was so much paranormal activity in this house.
Really?
It was unbelievable. So there was I wouldn't say it was violent, but uh when I was growing up, there was a lot of violence in the household. I'm not going to get into it per se because I don't want to get in my family issues.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah, it's all right.
to put it bluntly, I have a sibling who has a brain disease, so they can't really coordinate their emotions and everything. And it's just one thing triggers them. It's immediate violence and it's extreme violence. And I think that
Mhm.
type of energy severely damaged, like the house in general, just like the energy and whatnot. Um, so when I was a kid, um, I had a room downstairs, not the room I'm in right now. My sister's in the room I was in. I had this alarm clock. It was this little cowboy alarm clock, and it was sitting on my desk. And it was just a clock. There was no features to it or anything. It just told time. Um,
Mm-hmm.
it had a figure of a cowboy on it, and then there was a dog on the other side. There were occasions where I kid you not, and I hate the fact that this actually occurred, and I hate the fact that I know this for a fact, but there were occasions where the eyes on that figure would move. And
What?
it was
What?
so unbelievably disturbing. I don't have it anymore, thank God. I don't know where it is, but there were occasions where the eyes would move. There were occasions that there would be an alarm coming from it. That thing does not have an alarm built in. So there was something about that thing, and
Holy
oh
crap! You
my
have
God,
trauma.
I hate it. Dude, I have so much paranormal trauma. It's ridiculous.
That's
There
trauma
are
right
Wow.
there.
there are so many stories that I have in regards to paranormality. I could sit here for the next 30 minutes and just go on about paranormal. Like there
Wow.
is so much. There have been occasions where I've tried to open doors in my house. Um, it hasn't been windy. The windows are closed and whatnot. I tried opening a door, wouldn't fucking open. Tried slamming my fucking shoulder into the door, still wouldn't open. Just took a step back, tried opening it again, door open. And went inside, looked around, nothing. I just I am so glad we had this house blessed because this place was an absolute breeding ground for paranormal activity when I was a kid.
So
Like it
basically
is
what
absolutely
you're
ridiculous.
telling me is growing up you had all this negative energy, all this, just
Hmm.
unruly crap going on in your
Hmm.
house. And as soon as you moved back into it, blessed it, um
Everything's gone.
it's only been sentimental and I say half negative because yes, there's still negative energy, throughout the house, but it's
I
not
wouldn't
to
even
the
say that. I wouldn't even say that. I
if
mean,
your vehicle, if that little toy fire truck is still going off, there is a
I
chance
think
that
that's just an issue with sensors. It might still have batteries in it. I might
It,
be wrong,
there might be,
but
yeah, it might be something on the inside that's causing it to like jumpstart itself or
yeah,
something.
that's what I'm assuming.
how
It's something to
long
do. I think it's something to
when's the
do with the
last
light
time
or
you touched
something.
it?
A while ago,
And is it a Hesh
probably
truck?
over 2 years. I don't think so.
Okay.
So
How do you spell the brand name?
HESS, I think.
is it when did you get it?
Uh, when I was a kid,
Yeah, he said it was very young. Like that's because he got Ezra.
really, really long time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't
That
think
is not. It's not Hess. I don't think.
I was gonna say it's not a Hesh truck. So
Okay.
it the batteries might be dead though. That's the thing is that
I think we might have. So I have a god awful memory. You guys already know this, and I can't remember a lot. It's like it's not for important things. Like for example, I can work in law enforcement and whatnot. Like I've done that, but I just have a really really difficult time remembering unimportant things.
yeah, oh yeah,
Um,
that's
Yeah.
everybody.
Yeah.
so I don't know if we put batteries in it and I just forgot about it, but uh,
The
either
way
way,
the
I'll
way
ch-
my brain
I don't
operates
want to touch
is
it because if that's the case, I'm gonna do something and I don't want to fucking disturb
yeah.
that. So I'm
Yeah.
just gonna leave it alone. But anyways, so that's it in regards to paranormal experiences in the house.
Mhm.
Um, I have a couple more for you guys if you don't mind. Otherwise, we can jump
Yeah.
over to Felix.
Sure.
Um, so everyone knows this. I made it blatantly clear that I used to work in a jail,
Mhm.
and
Oh.
when you work in those types of environments,
Oh boy.
all that building sees is violence.
Yeah.
That's it. It's
Yeah.
just violence. And in regards of what causes paranormal energy and whatnot, that is like a breeding ground for
Mhm.
paranormal energy. Um, so I'll give you an example. We had an inmate pass away. He died of a fentanyl overdose. I think I've told you guys about this.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Um, and I wasn't working the pod that day. There was somebody working the pod that day. Um, and she had to go home because she didn't feel okay working and whatnot. Obviously, I mean, you witness somebody's death, of course, you're going to feel a little bit off. Um, Inmate was removed from the pod via medical. He was pronounced dead. That night, fuck my luck, but they put me in that pod. It's so the way pods work is um it's about 60 inmates and one officer, at least the facility I was working in. Um, So it was just me, 6 other individuals in that pod. Everyone was locked in. Everyone was asleep. Dead quiet. And I'm locked in this room quite literally by myself. There were occasions throughout that night where you could hear shower curtains opening and closing. I have never experienced that before in that facility until that night. There was an occasion where I was sitting at my desk. I was working on my computer, filling out the OEM for an incident report that occurred, and a broom that was tipped to a point where it would not have been able to fall over, fell over the direction that completely defied gravity. Like it should not
What?
have been able to move like that. And you could just hear the clack, just the crash of it falling, and scared the
Wow.
hell out of me. I think I left my pod, and we have like there was like a divider door, right, where you can open pods, so that way you can do breaks and whatnot without having enough to go to the pod and spectate.
Right.
So I went to that door. Thankfully, the chick that I was talking to at the time was over there, so I was able to get some fucking comfort. But I left that pod. I bolted through the fucking middle door and went over there. And I went over. I'm like, I don't want to fucking be in that pod tonight. I do not want to fucking touch that pod.
Jesus.
Wow.
And then that same night, um, there was a little paper flower that was created in like a memoriam of the guy who passed away because he was pretty popular in the pod. He was friends with everyone.
Oh,
He
I mean,
ran
yeah, I
the
remember this.
he ran the store for the pod. Um, and there was a little paper flower, and they had set it out as like a little memorial. Um, and my corporal came in, and he's like, "What's that doing there?" And I was like, I'm assuming it's just something the guys made, just a little memoriam. Um, they're grieving. I get it." And he's like, "Okay, well, that needs to go as considered to be contraband because they took something that they've been given and they turned it into something you're not supposed to have." And I was like, that I don't think I agree with that, but okay, if you want to remove it, you can. He's like, "No, you're going to remove it. It's your pod. You can remove it." I told him I wasn't comfortable with it. He left. Um, and then I called my FTO. I asked him if he could remove it because I didn't feel comfortable removing it because those kinds of things, I'm religious myself. So I understand the aspects of placing something like that out. It's like grieving and whatnot.
Right.
And my FTO said he would come down and remove it. I went out on break, and my corporal met me in the hallway. He was like, "Hey, did you remove the flower yet?" And I was like, "I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think I can. Like these guys are grieving. It would be so unbelievably inhumane for me to remove that on the same day that this individual passed away. I don't think I can." And he was like, "Okay, well, you need to suck it up. You need to move it. This is a business and not a funeral home. So you need to go ahead and move that so we can actually, because if somebody gets in here tomorrow and they see that and somebody tells them somebody died in that pod, they're not going to want to, or in that cell, they're not going to want to go in there." Okay, well, you're going to have to wake me up then because I can't move it. He's like, "Stop acting like a child. You're working in this environment. This is something you're going to have to do. Go back in there, remove it. I want it removed by the end of the shift." So I quite literally had my hands tied. I was fucked. So I had to go in. Um, the zone officer at the time went in there with me and we removed it. I know I'm storytelling here, but you'll understand what I'm saying in a second.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm.
So we ended up throwing it out. I think I was I think I was saying the Lord's Prayer the entire time I was throwing it out because I was just absolutely terrified. Um, Threw it out. Um, the zone officer left, and I didn't think much of it after. I kind of just got back on my computer to do my report. The amount of paranoia. Who's calling me? Sorry, one sec.
The inmate's calling you.
Oh God, don't say that now. Oh God. Wow. And I thought the two that I had like were pretty crazy, but damn, like
Sorry. Anyways,
yeah.
so we threw that flower out, and like I said, I didn't think much of it. Went back to writing my report. Um, and the paranormal activity throughout the rest of the night was fucking ridiculous. There
Ever since it
were,
was removed, or
oh my god, it was awful. So you could hear screams outside of the jail.
what?
You could hear doors slamming inside of the jail. You could hear shower curtains opening and closing. Lights were flickering. Um, the mechanisms, like for example, we had a kind of like a gate for the window for It had like a little rec yard or whatnot. It was like a
Right.
cement building that was opening and closing by itself, and it was just absolutely fucking ridiculous. I don't think any of the other inmates actually noticed because nobody said anything in the morning. They only asked where the flower was, and I kind of had to tell them. I was like, they came in last night. They told me I had to move it. I had to. Like, I understand there was nothing I could do, but I didn't go into detail about the amount of crap that occurred. And that just goes to show, I mean, for me, that kind of proves to me that yes, spirits are real. Yes, that kind of energy is real. So if anyone ever tells me otherwise, I'm just gonna look at them and be like, fuck you, you're fucking wrong. I want you to go into a building like that and fucking try doing some shit like that. You're fucking incorrect.
And how
But
long has your fire truck been doing that?
like 2 years.
And how long and when did you leave the corrections?
Oh, this was way before I left corrections.
This started way before?
That thing's been going off. I wasn't even in corrections when that thing was going off.
I was gonna
So
say
it's
because
nothing to do with that.
if it started going off as soon as you left corrections, I would have been like, yeah, you're cursed.
No, it's nothing to do in regards to that.
Yeah, because I know that
I think it's just something to do with light.
Well,
Yeah.
no, I think it 100% has to do with the fact that you were forced into a situation you didn't want to be a part of, and either the ghost hated you for it or hated the fact that you were forced to do something you didn't want to do in regards of memoriam.
It's definitely not something in regards of attachment to me. It's definitely something in regards of attachment to the jail itself. Yes. But
No, I think it's that flower.
Mm.
I'm
It had to
maybe.
have been because of the flower. There's no other way. Because with the fact that you already had paranormal activity because of the environment, and the fact that a inmate passed away, and you were told to remove his memoriam, I think the jail got
It
more
could very
active
yeah.
because of that.
Yeah.
Oh,
'Cause
100%. During that night, yes, absolutely. I 100% agree with that. However, in
Yeah.
regards of right now, I don't think that's the case. I
Yeah,
think that
because I know there are
it's
instances.
it's definitely not an issue. It's nothing regards of attachment to me. It's
Yeah.
if anything, that's an attachment in regards to the jail. And that's an attachment to the regards of the corporal who forced me to do that.
Yeah.
It's nothing in regards of me.
Yeah, I think the spirits were like, "Fuck you for doing that, but you're not the problem."
Yeah.
We're just gonna take our anger out on the fucking environment. Fuck you.
Because I
See
know
this door?
We feel for you, man, but you did it wrong, but you're not at fault.
You see this door?
there are moments where spirits can like emotionally attach to people and follow them, but that's mostly for like if somebody was there during like a major moment during like the death or I guess like
Yeah,
with the
exactly.
person. Like if it was the person, I'm just gonna say for example, like if it was the person who murdered that inmate or killed that inmate or whatever, or if it was somebody that was there with them when they died or somebody that
Mhm.
tried to help them before they did, then the spirit will kind of like attach to like that person because they have such a
Right.
strong energy towards that person. But I don't think it followed you because you weren't like because like you said you weren't even there that night when the
I mean, at the same time, you also have to take into account that if it's in regards to jail, it's
yeah,
going to be attachment to the jail itself because that's where they have been for
to the
God
building,
knows
yeah,
how long.
to yeah,
That's pretty much all they know. They're not going to leave that environment.
yeah, because
So if
that
that's the
same
case,
thing
they're going to stay in regards to that environment.
and probably to
But
that
it's not gonna.
room, probably to that
I
room too.
I don't know if I would say
I
to that.
apologize for breaking character and breaking from the situation, but I was given a game night picture. I need to post this.
Put in podcast question.
I'm so sorry, but I have to break away and show you this.
Okay, but like I was saying, it might be to that room. Okay, bro.
Jacking off.
Okay,
Because
bro.
fucking Ping pinged me. He was like, "No big deal," and I'm like, "Sorry, I'm busy," and that's what I was. That's the response.
How old is Zach?
I don't fucking know.
I don't know, but
Is Zach an adult?
I think he's
Probably.
legal. I think he's legal. Yeah.
I'm not going to take my chances.
Yeah.
Don't take your chances.
I was gonna comment and say, "Why did you want to join?"
Messing with us. Anyway. Yeah. So
No,
like I was,
I mean,
it could
I
be to
think
that room.
that kind of energy would just attach to the building itself, or as you said, the room, but it's not going to attach to any specific person
Yeah.
because unless that specific person is inside of the building, it's not going to follow them home because that type of energy is going to remain where it's the most familiar with.
Yeah.
Oh no, I think that corporal is just bad energy all the time. So
Maybe. Because I know there's been instances where like murders and like major stuff has happened at hotels in certain rooms, and the spirit is kind of staying in the one room. I mean, like little stuff happens throughout the
Yep,
hotel,
absolutely.
but majority of the energy is focused in just a singular room that they're emotionally attached to. So I don't know if it's, if it's like that or if it's like the whole building that got um like focused,
I
But
hate talking about this shit, so I'm quite literally just sitting here with my flashlight on, just looking around my room.
I'm so scared of the dark.
I'm playing Phasmophobia IRL.
We should totally play Phasmophobia after this.
Oh god.
I think I'm okay.
No thanks, no thanks.
I think I've had enough paranormal for one night.
Um,
But anyways,
yeah.
that's enough from my perspective. I've rambled on for long enough. What have you got, Felix? Do you have any
I do two somewhat small ones. The key thing with this one is I've never told anybody about this. Absolutely nobody, not even my closest family, not even closest friend, nobody. So I'm probably gonna get a lot of
So
messages.
we're in for a treat.
Yeah, so I'm probably gonna get a lot of messages and get talked to a lot, being like, "Why the fuck didn't you tell us this?" So, the first one I'll tell you is this one because this one's relatively short, and then I'll get into the longer story. First one, this was a couple years ago. I think about 3 or 4 years ago. I was a little young. Um, it was late one night. I was fast asleep, and I don't know what this was, but I can remember I fell asleep because I remember like fully like you know that feeling
over me.
you know that you know that feeling.
I was in my teddy bear.
I was peeking into bed. I had my teddy bear. I had my glass
No.
of warm milk, and I had my nightlight on. I was all ready for bed.
I had my bunny slippers. I was in my PJs.
I was in my Christmas tree PJs. Or was another
Oh my
Christmas
god.
things.
Oh my god.
I had my rubber ducky blanket and was ready for bed. My little stuffy was all snuggled up under my arm.
Oh my
I was ready for sleep.
Oh my
My
god.
favorite
Christmas was
Lego
one day
car was
away.
sitting by my side.
For the record, I think I was like 10 or 11 when this happened, but anyway.
I had my binky and it,
Oh, good god.
I had my pacifier. There was a picture of mom and dad on my nightstand.
Oh my
and,
god.
And
Anyway, for the record, I think I was like 10 or 11 when this happened, close to that. Anyway, I was asleep, and you know that feeling like when you know, like
I was
like
laying
you
in
fell
my
asleep.
crib.
Shut up. Shut up.
you have a crib at 10 years old.
No,
The
Sal.
mobile was spinning above my head, and I was staring at the pretty shapes.
Oh my god.
I was holding on to my favorite stuffed animal.
I'm about to mute
I
Sal.
saw Freddy Fazbear in the corner.
I was drinking milk out of my sippy cup.
Oh my god.
Okay.
I'm
All right, you're
about to mute Sal. He's
making me feel old.
He's
Stop it.
continuing with the bit.
I'm older than both of you, and
Felix.
you're making me feel old.
So
older by a
anyway,
fucking year? Calm down, Unc.
so anyway,
Still older.
so anyway, I think I was about 10 or 11 when this happened, close to that, because it was a couple years ago. A few
Older when
years
you
ago.
dress up as a fucking.
This was not a couple years ago. This
Had
Older
to-
when
like
you dress up
10.
as a rubber chicken on a fucking kids game. Anyways, go on, Felix.
Anyway, yes, I think I was around that age, and I was in bed, and you know that feeling how like like when like you racked out of sleep, like you know what it felt like when you know like for sure like you're asleep. I don't know how like to describe it, but like you just know for sure
Yep.
like you went to sleep. So I got that, I had some sort of like vision or something, and I knew I was asleep because like I said, I got that feeling. And this,
no!
I don't know if it was dream, nightmare, vision, something. I don't know.
Oh
what.
no! You were having a paralysis.
I
Yeah,
That
I
is
would
what
say
you're
that sounds a
describing
lot like
currently.
paralysis.
You are describing that to a T right now.
I
I've
don't
had
know.
dreams like
What
that.
you are describing is
It's
you
not
are
fun.
You are fast
It is-
asleep, but you're consciously awake. You can see everything, but you can't move. You can't. You're not technically you're not moving. You are not moving. You are completely frozen.
Oh no, I
You're
could
able to
move.
look
I could
around.
move. I moved. I could move. And
What?
I could move. I moved. That's the thing. I could move. But okay, here's the thing. I'll talk about the fine details because I still remember the fine details of this because I'm still like, what the
I
fuck
just
happened?
couldn't go anywhere because the crib walls were too high.
Shut
Sorry,
up.
go on.
So what I remember this to be was, so my eyes open, I'm looking around my room, and it was pitch dark, and the only light that was coming through was the light from it was the moonlight coming through the very thin curtains I had on my window, and it was kind of illuminating the back wall, and with the back wall I can kind of see into one of like the darker corners, so there's a little bit of light going into there. So I wake up and I'm looking around and I'm like, damn it, I woke up again. Let me try and go back to sleep. Because that's the thing. I have an issue where like sometimes I'll wake up a bunch of times in the middle of the night and
Oh
it'll
my
take me a
god!
while to fall
Don't even get me
asleep.
started.
So
Don't even get me fucking started.
So at first I'm like, all right, I'll just try and go back to sleep. I figured another night, woke up middle of the night again for no reason. I'll just try and go back to sleep. So I kind of shift over a little bit and I look into one of the corners and I'm not even kidding you. I see like a shadow figure of a person, looks to be like of a male, about like average build, average height, around that. Like,
He's
I
wearing
don't
a
know.
white t-shirt, black shorts. He's running on foot.
You're very funny.
You're describing him like he's taking off on you, like he robbed you at gunpoint. Medium height, medium build. He had a knife.
That's what I, that's what I know. You
A
know.
black male running northbound through my bedroom, armed with a knife.
Well, I mean, technically he
Unable
was.
to pursue this time. My vehicle's disabled.
I mean, technically he was a black male if he was a shadow. But anyway.
Doesn't help.
Anyway, so I see this, and that's the thing. I move, and I kind of like I squint a little bit, and I move my head back, and I'm like, what is that? At first, I'm thinking, all right, maybe it's like something, maybe like on the wall, or like like a picture, like making like some sort of shadow or something. I don't know, or it's something making my mind play tricks on me. That's what it has to be. So then I'm like, what the hell is that? I'm staring at it for like for about a minute or two now. And as I'm looking at it, I'm still thinking, I'm like, what the hell is that? And I'm like, I'm squinting, I'm like looking around like that area. I'm like, what the hell could be making this shape? I'm like, what the hell is this? So then I kind of like move back a little bit and
Now I'm 80.
up, yeah, now you're 80.
I'm just gonna sit here.
So
Hi, 80.
Hey guys,
So
I like Helldivers.
I'm an astronaut anyway. I'm looking at it and I'm like, what the fuck is this? So then I kind of like because this is where I said I could move, because remember I shift over a little bit to where instead of, because I'm a side sleeper, so instead of sleeping on my side, I kind of move to where I'm sitting up a little bit and I pick my head up. I pick my head up.
Mhm.
I pick my head up and I'm looking a little closer, but not like fully sitting up. I just pick my head up, and that's when I pick my head up a little bit to try to like look at it a little further. I could full on swear this, like full on, like on my deceased family members' graves, I saw this thing take a couple steps towards me. Okay, I'm not joking. Very serious. This shadow figure in my corner took a couple steps towards me, and when it got close enough, like relatively a couple steps in to where it was only a few steps, and then it was gonna be right in front of me. All of a sudden, I wake up. I shoot up out of bed. My heart is racing. I am in a cold sweat, and I'm hyperventilating, and I'm like, "What the hell was that?" And I look in that corner, and it's gone. It's not there. There's nothing there. It's still pitch black in the room. Still the moonlight coming through the window. It's still just me there, nothing else. So I'm like, "What the hell was that?" So
I
obviously,
actually I find that really interesting, actually, because you're religious, if I'm not incorrect.
I am, yes.
There have been stories of entities that have approached individuals who are religious.
Yeah.
So there was this, for example, there was one story. This guy who had just given his life to God.
Mhm.
He had been
praying for God knows how long, actually properly praying, actually properly getting involved in worship and whatnot.
Mhm.
He told this story about how he was sleeping one night and he had woken up out of nowhere, unable to move, unable to speak, unable to move his head, and there was a creature standing at the foot of his bed. Um,
Oh.
it was about 7 foot. I think he said like 7 feet tall, maybe 8 feet tall.
Okay.
And he said that it was just staring at it, and then the thing screamed at him, and then it left, and then he was able to
Whoa.
move again.
Whoa.
And I just find that really interesting because you said you were religious, and that
Yeah.
sounds almost similar to what you just explained.
Yeah, but like
And
with
I'm
mine,
wondering if that was something in regards of a test of your faith.
I don't know because with unlike that story, it wasn't like a creature, nothing. It was just like a shadow outline, like a shadow figure of a person, and and I couldn't move. Like I wasn't paralyzed. Like I told you, I was able to pick my head up and I was able to look
Mhm.
around and like
Right.
be able to like control like my face and be able to move around a little bit. So that's why
Well,
I
at
don't
the
I don't
same
think that's what
time,
that was, but
it's not always going to be based around paralysis as well.
yeah.
But at the same time, there's going to be those tests of your faith. I
You
mean,
know what's crazy to me is the fact that you two have had the most insane experiences more than me. And
I think
I
you're not religious, are you?
I'm religious, but I don't go to church
Not
because
highly? Okay.
I was highly attached to church because my great grandmother would always bring me to church, and when she
Right.
passed away, that level of spark and like energy to be in that environment was shattered when she passed away. So I can't really step into a church anymore without just being overwhelmed by her image and
Her memory,
her
yeah.
name and her memory and positive attitude.
Yeah.
So, like, I'm religious, like I believe in all this spiritual stuff, and I believe that there's a God up there in the clouds, but
Yeah.
like I physically can't walk into a church
That's
anymore
not
and
how the
be
story goes.
well, but no, I physically can't go into a church anymore without experiencing just remorse and guilt and all these emotions just hitting when I'm supposed to be there for like what church actually is supposed to be, you know.
Right.
Right.
So,
I
but I
mean,
just
I
find
think.
it. I find
Yeah.
it
Sorry, go on.
crazy that you guys have experienced way more crap than I have, and I've only experienced like little things, like what you guys are describing, Felix, with the what's it called, with the paralysis. Like, I've only had half a nightmare. Like, I remember I was dreaming one night, and I don't remember the content. Wow, my microphone keeps fucking work, you stupid piece of garbage. I remember one night I was fast asleep and I was dreaming,
Mhm.
and I remember like 75% of the dream was just me doing whatever I was doing. Okay, can you? Okay, I don't know what's going on my microphone, but please stand by while we reconnect.
Okay.
Um.
But yeah, but like you said, Sal, I don't think it was anything like that
Oh,
because
that's why.
but actually I don't even know because I didn't have any major family pass away at that time. That didn't happen. That doesn't happen
I
for a
mean,
while.
yes, but at the same
So
time, that's not
like
something that's always going to trigger those kinds of responses.
right.
There was a scripture. Uh, this podcast is about getting extremely religious.
There's gonna be like a section of the podcast where it's just like, I will find you. I know where you live.
Oh God.
Uh,
No, we're not that evil.
where was it? Um,
Got to see if I
not
can
that
get you a ring.
one.
But that's the other thing because like I don't think anything really like attached to me or anything is at my house because around the same thing like Sal said when my family first moved in to this house we had some like a family friend come in that was like a psychic or had like this like big ability to where she could like really connect to like that type of energy. And so she walked around the house and doing her rounds and everything, she walked around and she said that she feels no bad energy, no form of anything in the house. And we even had like priests come in and obviously bless the home and everything. So I don't think it was anything bad, but I'm still like, what the hell was that? You know?
See, I've always thought about like going to a psychic and being like getting my like tarot cards read or whatever.
Mhm.
But I've always been skeptical because I'm like, is there bad shit about me? Like, is there stuff that I don't want to find out? And
Yeah.
I feel
I'm
like with
gonna be
the
honest with you. I quite honestly do not recommend getting involved with tarot cards. That
Yeah.
is
yeah,
something.
isn't it like a thing where like if you do something, like if you go out and try to get it done, like something bad could happen to you or some shit?
I don't know about that,
That
but I
is.
feel like
I would
just
blame that more on superstition.
yeah.
However, tarot cards are used to tell you your future, along with tell
Well,
you
not tarot.
about
You
your
you knew what I
past.
meant, but not
About
tarot cards. But like
I understand what you're saying.
going to somebody and getting a future
Going to a
sense
psychic,
or
for
current
example.
Yeah.
sense of your mental
Yeah,
state and the
I
energy
mean,
around you.
quite frankly, I mean myself. I know it's really weird hearing me talk about religion because I'm so fucked up, but
Yeah.
I
We're
think
all a little bit fucked up. What do you mean?
I
Yeah.
mean those types
Have you
of
watched our
things.
videos?
Yeah.
That's
Excuse me.
in my opinion, that is an individual playing God. And in the Bible, it says there should be no other gods but me. So, quite honestly, myself, I don't believe that those types of things are good. So, even if you did go, that is just going to make things worse for yourself, at least
Yeah.
in
See,
my eyes.
even if there's
So, I
nothing
do not
wrong with you,
recommend
like
I do not recommend involving yourself in that.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
that
even if
opens you up more to the energy and the spirituality. So you're gonna
Absolutely.
have more
Yep.
stuff like follow you or more stuff attached to you if you do that.
Mhm.
So yeah, that's why
honestly,
I'm wholeheartedly saying this, and I'm gonna put this out now. Do not touch Ouija boards. Do not touch. Do not touch.
Do not, okay,
Do
so
not
I'm gonna
touch.
say this now. Do not touch anything that is related with Satanism. Uh, For Christ's sake, I've seen people draw 666 on their arm in school. Don't do that either.
Yeah.
see, there
Quite
was
literally, stay away from anything in regards to that. That is like the easiest way to screw yourself. But anyway,
I will be open about this. There was one time I was watching um a guy called CJ Faison
Mhm.
on YouTube.
mhm,
And what he does or what he used to do is he used to go around to like abandoned places and areas within his hometown and surrounding areas. He would take this app called the Necrophonic app. And it's basically a spirit box
I've heard of this.
without the feedback.
Okay.
And I was like, you know what? What's so crazy about this app? Like, does it actually work? Is it actual? Like, is it not bullshit? Like, what's so special about this app? So I bought it, I downloaded it on one of my old phones, and I used it inside my firehouse after I transferred to the other firehouse that I'm currently a part of.
Mhm.
And I hit the button, and there was all these like random generated voices and all that, and I asked it. I said, what am I holding? What am I
I'm
holding
gonna
in my
turn my
hand?
camera on because I don't like being alone.
Yeah.
All right.
Here,
Anyways, go on.
do the same.
I don't like being alone.
So I remember I'm sitting in my firehouse and I'm holding up a pen and I'm asking the spirit what's in my hand. And all of a sudden I just hear through the app pen. And I was like, what?
Uninstall
Oh.
now.
That's what I would have done.
Oh yeah. Well,
Uninstall.
I was like, there's no way. Like this app is like the app, like the voices that it generates are definitely like, somebody made a voice and put it in. But the fact that it responded with exactly what I was holding was terrifying on its own. I was like, there's no shot. This app is like clearly fake because it's got fake voices in it, but it just responded with what I was holding in my hand.
Right.
Like I was baffled that it even responded with that response. So
I'm gonna get into a. So there are a lot of superstitions about um spirits in regards of death.
Oh
So
yeah.
prime example of that is um there are stories and whatnot about like dead relatives that have just passed away coming to visit you before moving on and whatnot.
Mhm.
Um, so I have a story about that.
Oh boy.
So I think I told you my grandfather passed away earlier this year, Um,
Sorry for your loss, sir.
and
Yeah, sorry, man.
appreciate that. I was with a girl at the time. My father had gone up to see him because he wasn't doing too well. He was having trouble eating and whatnot. Um, and I was hanging out with my friends. Um, she was wasted, so obviously stress didn't really help. So I was trying to get some sleep, and she woke me up at, I believe it was 4 in the morning, saying that she had seen like something bolt across the room like a light. Um,
Hmm.
and I didn't think much of it. She asked me if I saw it, and I was like, no, I don't think I did. Um, and she was like, yeah, it went that way, and then it kind of disappeared, and then it came back, and it went out towards the window. And I was like, okay, well, I mean, were you able to record it or anything? He was like, no, no, it was kind of there, and then it was gone. So
Huh.
didn't think much of it. Um, we kind of from there kind of figured, or she was scared shitless, so she was like, or I'm gonna go to bed. I'm gonna pretend this never fucking happened. So we went to bed and we woke up, and in the morning I got a phone call from my mother, and she said, hey, uh, your grandfather just passed away. It happened last night around 4 o'clock. Your father texted me, and I didn't think much of it. I'm gonna be honest with you. I was like, oh well, sorry to hear that. I mean, he was suffering, so it's probably for the best, honestly. I mean, we're gonna
Mhm.
miss him, but I mean, if he's suffering, then
Yeah.
that's what's best for him. And then she woke up and she was like, "What did I by any chance tell you about the light last night?" And I was like, "I think yeah, you did. I mean, you were wasted. Someone I don't know." And she was like, "I was still kind of uncomfortable." And then the realization kind of came to me that it was like that same incident happened pretty much at 4 a.m.
Oh.
Yeah.
So it was quite literally the exact same time that my
Wait.
grandfather had passed away.
So the time he passed
Wow.
away was the
The
exact
time he
same
passed away
time.
was the exact same time that the light had gone through my room,
Wow.
which still fucks with me today. But that kind
Wow.
of shit is just really, really cool to me
Yeah.
because it kind of, I don't
In a
mean
I'm
it
way.
like
sorry.
that.
In a way.
I don't mean it like that.
I'm sorry for laughing,
I
but
don't mean
you were
that's
just like,
cool.
that shit's so cool. That shit's amazing. I want to see that all the time.
No, I mean, it's fascinating that that kind of stuff is actually able to happen.
Mhm.
Like, I mean, paranormal's interesting and all.
It is.
I can't say I believe with 100% of the superstitions in regards of it, but that alone kind of makes it set in stone that there are definitely the act or the ideology of spirits is 100% a thing.
Yeah.
Obviously, that's true because in the Bible it goes over that and whatnot.
Yes.
By the Son, Holy Spirit, and then it goes over spirits, your spirit, welcome, yada yada yada, all that kind of stuff.
Mm.
So the ideology of spirits is definitely real,
Yes.
but the ideology of spirits um, being visible to the human eye is more so facade than any or facade. Is that the word facade? I think it's facade. Um, it's either facade or facade. I don't remember how to say it. Um, it's kind of a facade uh, because nobody is really able to prove that they've seen that kind of thing. I
Mhm.
mean, there are obviously these ghosts on your channels and all that kind of stuff, but even we can 100% say that those are fake.
Yeah.
So that
A,
kind of
a vast
proves
majority, yeah.
a large majority, yeah. That kind of like proof from Hollywood that this kind of stuff is fake,
Yeah.
and people are able to like, look on that kind of gets it into their head. Oh well, this stuff isn't real then,
Yeah.
and it's interesting because a lot of people have their own eyewitness accounts of paranormal activity.
Mhm.
Obviously, they can't prove it because it's pretty difficult to prove, but they have the eyewitness. And of course, and nowadays we are so obsessed with the ideology of everyone is lying and nobody's telling the truth, so nobody's going to believe that. But the fact that we have all of these eyewitness accounts ourselves is really, really cool to me
Yeah.
because it kind of proves the fact that it's a fact.
Yeah.
I mean, we're able
My
to relate different. We're able to relate times with incidents that occurred. We're able to relate incidents with actions that occurred, and it's cool.
yeah, my second story isn't really like spirit connected. It's more so just like paranormal, kind of like sighting connected. Really, kind of it's kind of similar to like the broom story you said, PD, but a little little worse. And you're probably gonna think I'm nuts for this one, but
Fuck ass boom.
um, but
Oh,
basically,
look, there goes a flying snowball.
oh my god. But with this one, this happened on
Flying snowball.
you're really probably gonna think I'm crazy for this one. When I say this, you're probably gonna think, oh boy, this one happened in the woods.
Of course it did.
A Wendigo attacked me in the middle of the night.
No,
I
no,
went
no,
to go
no.
see Bigfoot.
Actually, here's the thing.
No shot. You did not.
Here's the thing.
You did not.
Here's the thing.
No
I'm not
bullshit.
sure.
No-
My
no
research. My research.
Your research.
Listen, I'm still
You're
unsure
digging
to this
yourself your
day.
own grave, Felix.
Listen.
There was a really big footprint, and I got scared and ran away.
Here's the thing. I was
It
on
was
a,
definitely Bigfoot. There's something else it could have been.
I was on a carry trip with a bunch of friends of mine and our families, a lot of us, and a bunch of us, of course, our families naturally, linked together and became friends because we're either a ex-military or first responders, so makes sense. So we all had the strict, rules of all of us together because a bunch of us were a little younger at the time. I think around the same age, actually. I think I was around 9, 10, 11, around that. They all had the strict rules and guidelines where if we're gonna go somewhere and we're gonna go away, they're off campsite or do something, the buddy system, right? Have somebody with you, which I'm sure Sal can attest in the military, like how you were trained, your battle buddy, right? You don't do nothing without your battle buddy. So it's kind of around the same principle. So one night, wake up in the middle of the night, like you usually do, try to go back to sleep, and I realize, oh, I have to go to the bathroom. So they even tell us, of course, even if you're doing that,
Thoughts like, I take a fucking piss.
yeah. So they always, of course they tell us, if you have to go somewhere in the middle of the night,
I'm grabbing a
especially.
fucking water bottle.
They tell us especially in the middle of the night.
Middle of the woods.
Yeah, it tells us especially if you have to go in the middle of the night, bring your buddy. And my best friend, that was my bunkmate with me. I really felt bad about waking him up, and I was okay. I'm gonna tell you right now, I was stupid. Okay, I'm stupid for this, but luckily nothing happened. So I felt bad for waking him up, and the walk to the latrine, right to the bathhouse, wasn't too far.
Trees.
And
All right, Grandpa.
well, that's
I had to go over to the outhouse.
that's what it was labeled.
I
What
had
do
to
you
go
want
for
me to
the old shitter, and I had to shit right down.
That's what it was.
You hear the cricket chirping.
They gave me a spade in a dream. I dug a hole. I dropped the fucking log in that son of a bitch, and I buried that fucker.
So I get up. Like I said, my dumb ass. I decide to walk alone. Grab my light, tie my boots up. I'm walking. I'm starting just about to get there, and as I'm about in front of it, the little patch of field in front of it, I hear. Now the way how this was like, in front was like kind of like two pavilions, and then obviously right by those was the bathroom, and to the left was a greenhouse that they had that like because it was like a county park that owned the property, so the county park organization, they had like a greenhouse there, and to the right was just forest and bushes and trees, and I hear what sounds like something moving, like close by. And I thought it was somebody behind me, that maybe, another kid, that went with us that had to do the same, and he ended up behind me. So I look behind me, there's nobody there. Shine my light, nothing. So I look to the right, and all I see in before I even get my light to the right, like before I move my head first and then I move my flashlight, I move my head to the right, and all I see is the moonlight reflecting a set of eyes. But the thing is,
Spirit of Greg Poop Jr.
No, so it's just the moonlight's reflecting on a set of eyes, and
Describe the monster. He was a piece of poop.
shit.
He was about 7 feet tall. He was brown, brown male.
Oh,
Had some corn in him.
here's the thing. This thing, whatever it was, it had to have been at least 7 feet or taller. It was tall.
big shit.
We were bullshitting. But I did.
It was tall.
Quite literally bullshit.
Yes. A pile of shit, literally. So
That's a bunch of shit.
so
He was a.
I see.
What's that Pokemon? Like not the. It's not.
I don't know.
poop, but it's like Slimer or something.
I don't know.
Rhymer?
No, Slimer's the ghost in Ghostbusters. I'm talking Muck. That's what it is.
Oh.
I love
I
how
think
we
I'm
went
Muck.
from paranormal to fucking shit.
Yeah.
Hey, I
Um.
got one coming up. So
Yeah.
From talking about spirits to talking about walking turds with eyes.
Anyway.
It's
So
getting late.
Yeah. So I turn my head to the right. The moonlight's reflecting this set of eyes, and now this thing is tall. From looking at it, it's got to be at least over 7 feet tall, like close to that, just over 7 feet tall. It's tall, like as in, you know. And so I stop in like my mid track. I stop walking. I'm frozen at this site to where I don't move my flashlight to it or anything. And instead, what I do is I'm looking at it for a couple seconds. So I keep walking towards the bathhouse after looking at it for a little bit, and I'm after being freaked out. And I'm tracking it. I'm still looking at it. And I'm not kidding you, its eyes were following me. Its eyes were tracking me, whatever it was. The moonlight was still reflecting on its eyes, and it was still tracking me. It was still moving. So I'm like, what the hell? So I finally make it to the bathroom door. I open it, I get in, I shut my flashlight off, put it back in my pocket, and I'm like, what the hell was that? I'm thinking, what the hell was it? So I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna, it must have been it might have been like a bear or something standing up that might have been looking at me, maybe. That's what it was. I don't know. So I get to like I said, I get to the bathroom, I do my business, I walk out, I turn my light on. Immediately, I didn't even look at what's in front of me. I immediately shine it to that spot in the bushes where I see it. So I'm still holding the light there, and I'm walking, right, and I'm walking back to camp, back to the tent. And while I'm shining the light there, I look at the bottom where its feet would be. I shine my light there, and it's gone. It's not there. It's the moonlight's not reflecting on its eyes anymore, so whatever was there must have been gone. And even I actually shine the light there this time, whatever was there, it's gone. So I'm looking down kind of at its feet, where its feet would be, and there's major imprints in the leaves and in the grass, as if something big was standing there. Now I don't go over there because I don't walk over there.
Or...
I didn't go over there to look because, quite frankly, I figured whatever was over there, it's still like watching me, so I didn't go over there. So I stayed away and I just kept my light looking down there, and because I saw the big feet imprints of something was standing there. So I'm like, what the hell? And I keep walking back, and I keep moving back to my campsite, and eventually I get back to my tent, and I'm like, what the hell? So I'm thinking, I'm like, I gotta tell somebody about this. So throughout the day with just doing our activities throughout the trip, I end up back at that spot where I saw it that night before, because I had to use the bathroom during the day. So I look over there just curious to see like if anything moved or if something was there. I guess wind must have came throughout the night and shifted everything, because all the leaves and everything moved, and there's no evidence of it if it was standing there. So if I were to tell somebody,
Really?
I would look insane if I were to say something. So it's not like I can even say, look at that indent in the leaves, because, well, all the leaves got pushed away during the night with the wind. So what can I say? What evidence do I have? So I told nobody nothing until now. We're gonna end the episode there. I hope you guys enjoyed that episode. I was hoping to kind of save this topic for October when it was Halloween season, but I'm sorry, I just had to do this now because I was very
No,
invested
you just
in
had to
this.
express your trauma about the big man and the. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, thank you
Yeah.
so much for watching episode 2 of the Panic Button podcast. We hope you
Yes.
enjoyed. I hope you enjoyed today's video.
Okay.
Okay, Cotton Eye Joe, what the fuck?
Anyway, good
Anyways.
night. Hope you all enjoyed
Take care,
her.
guys.
Good night,
Hope you like and
evening, morning.
Hope you like and subscribe. I can't.
Yes.
I don't know what I'm saying anymore. So
Me
just
English really good.
yeah, English was my first language.
Clearly. Oh, anyway.
Anyways, ladies and gentlemen,
Yep.
thank you so much for watching. We hope you enjoy, and we'll see you in episode 3.
Have a good one, guys. Be safe and be healthy.